So welcome back. In the last video, we saw about the introduction to vowels. We will summarize about vowels and also continue with some other new concepts relating to vowel, then move on to consonants. So we saw the vowels. How did we classify them? Short vowels are called hrasva. So which are all the short vowels, hrasva vowels? They will be a, e, u, r. These are all short letters, 5 of them. Which will be the long vowels? A, e, u, r subject to being accept, right? So the next thing that we saw was mishra vowel, which are all long vowels like a, I, o, au. Again we saw that the a consists of a plus e, right? I consists of a plus e, o consists of a plus o, au consists of a plus u. In this, while uttering that letter or pronouncing, the first part of either a or a will get half a matra. The remaining part, whether which is e, u, the long one, will get 1.5 matra. So that all of these letters A, I, O, Au, Mishra vowels will give 2 matras. So what is a matra? The time that is taken to utter a hrasva or a short vowel is called a matra technically. And while pronouncing or uttering a long vowel, we take twice the time scale. So that is 2 months. So let us get introduced to also a concept of protracted vowels. The protracted vowels are actually recognized as separate letters in the classical Vedic grammar text called Pradishakyam. See, while reciting Vishnu Sahasranama, we say dipthomurtiramurtiman. There are areas in which the a, e, u sounds will be extended not to 2 matras but to 3 matras. The definition of protracted vowel and where the protracted vowel, that is, it is called a plutam. How it will be used is dealt in a great detail in Panini's Ashtadhyayi also. So, if you read Pradishakyam, they will just say a with a 3, e, I with a 3 and u with a 3. That means the plutam extension of a letter can be for 3 or more matras. There could be 4 matras also, not just 3, right? Now, let me stress again, the plutam extension of a vowel sound is applicable to only a, e and u for a matra time of 3 or more than 3. So, Pradishakyam introduces 3 more letters. So, what we saw was 16 letters. So, if you are going through the Pradishakyam text, 3 more get added and you will have 19 vowels. Actually, Pradishakyam does not recognize the r, which I told in the introduction to r. Now, that means 1 will be less. So, some of the classical Sanskrit textbooks will give you vowels as 16 letters, whereas it will be 18 letters as per Pradishakyam. Please also remember, we made a comparison about vowels. In Sanskrit, there is only one long A, O. But in many Indian languages, maybe other languages or foreign languages, there could be a short A and a short U. So, this point one should always take note. And many of the languages in India doesn't have a R or R. This also must be kept in mind, and they may be represented a little differently in the books that you are using if it is a vernacular book. After O and Au, we also saw and Ha, representing the Anuswaram and Visarga. That completes the vowels. So what do we do now after summarizing about vowel? Let us go to consonants. That forms a very main part of any of the languages. As we go to consonant, first you must understand, in Sanskrit, while you learn, if you learn the letters with respect to the source of sound, with respect to the sound reverberation and the touch of the tongue, it becomes much easier. That's why we have given the first slide with the source point and we call it a source of sound. First, the first class of consonant is kha. It's like saying kha, kha. It is light. Now, what happens when you say kha? The kha emanates by the bottom of your tongue touches the throat in the fleshy part, right? And the mouth gets open. Now, it will stick together if you say ik, like you say tick, ik, right? So, kha. This is a point, the point of contact of the tongue is at the throat. Therefore, these are in English called gutturals and in Sanskrit they are called kantha. Kantha means the throat or gantokta akshara, right? You should now remember this. Next is hard palate base, that is what we call the letters. The hard palate is the part which is not fleshy, which is above the region in the top of the mouth, above the upper row of the teeth. So, when your tongue touches the portion and the top part below the cave portion, that is the upper, above the upper jaw, row of teeth, that will be for chavarga. Like you say ka, you try say cha. In cha, the tongue touches the area by folding it into two parts right in the hard palate. As you say cha, the air is forced through the middle of the two contact of the two areas of the tongue as it is touching the cave or the upper jaw or the hard palate as it is called. The sound comes between the fold of the tongue. Because this is a palate, a hard palate area, this is called in English palatal or it is called talu in Sanskrit. The next varga is the tavarga. You try saying ta, dha, na and all. What happens? The tongue now touches the cave which is above the area of cha, that is on the upper, above the upper upper row of the teeth into the cave. So when you say ta, it touches, and as you open and say ta, the air sound, a part of the air will be thrown through the mouth, from the mouth, and also the sound reverberates towards the head when you say ta, dha, na. So as the sound reverberates through the head area, this varga is called murdan, or it is called cerebral in English. Next one will be ka, cha, ta. Next varga is tha. In tavarga, when you say tha, citing tha, dha, what happens is the tongue touches the base of the teeth, right? And since the teeth is involved, they are called danta in Sanskrit. Danta means teeth, or it is called dental in English. Try saying tha or dha. Like I say, try with tan, deva. The next class or varga is the pavarga. When you say pa, ma, the lips touch each other. So both the lips, when they come in contact, lips are called oshta. So in duality, it is oshtau. It is called labial in English or oshtau in Sanskrit. Please try saying pa, bha, bha. All these classes of letters. So what the summary is that in Sanskrit, the letter class or varga is based on the contact point of the tongue in the respective part of the mouth. That should be borne in mind.